Welcome to Facebook. Good morning, everybody, for this very special occasion, and it really is the perfect setting. Boxing fans are compelled for this extraordinary rematch, which is really now branching out deep into the casual fans as well. Why? Because we have two super middleweights, two opposing personalities. There's been psychological warfare and a fabulous battle already in Manchester, the first time they met, that was controversially ended last November. We've had boos, we've had cheers, everyone absorbed, and it's hats off to these two warriors alongside me who meet again for pride and for glory at the ultimate stadium, Wembley, in front of 80,000 fans live and with us on Sky Sports box office as well. May the 31st, just over 4 weeks away. Carl Froch and George Groves at Facebook, where they'll be facing off with their fans. This is where the social debate started on the night of the fight. Boxing fans all went to Facebook after the fight ended with that unexpected stoppage, some people think, in the 9th round. Fans made their feelings heard on Facebook, where comments were fired from all sides. George, how do you feel about this face-off this morning?
It's good. It's good fun to be here. It's good to spend time with Carl, of course, and it's nice to come down and see Facebook. You know, so I've been on Facebook for a long time now. My followers or likes and improved over the last few days, so no doubt thanks Facebook for that. It's nice to come down and find out a little bit more about how it all works.
You say you like spending time with Carl. You have had plenty of time in the last 24 hours with him. Why is that?
Oh well, we're gonna box, and it's, you know, you have to spend time together in the ring. So why not enjoy spending time together all the time? So we're here, and you know, we have to publicise the fight, talk about the fight. We'll have different opinions, as everyone knows now. So it's nice to sit down from time to time and have a conversation with Carl. Do you think George enjoys spending time with you, and do you enjoy spending any time with him?
I don't mind spending time with George. I don't think he enjoys spending time with me, especially following yesterday's ringside and the gloves are off filming. So I disagree with what he said about enjoying it, because he always looks very uncomfortable. I'm actually very much enjoying myself this time. I'm enjoying the whole build-up. I'm really looking forward to this, what's going to be a fantastic event. And to be here at Facebook today, is it the best social media network out there? It is. So, you know, to be part of this, and it's new for us, it's new for Sky, it's new for boxing to branch out to a new audience.
What effect does social media have on you both? First of all, Carl.
I think it's changed the way that, you know, we're able to voice our opinion, and people, general public, are able to voice their opinion almost immediately. Sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. It can be very harsh, but it can also be very pleasant. And you know, it's the changing world. It's modern. It's the future for people to be able to have their say instantly and give their opinion on what they feel is right and wrong, and you know, just to get across their basically 10 pence worth, and people let it be known after the first fight, you know, how they felt and what they thought, and that's played a massive part in such a big rematch. Without the social networks and the social media the way it is now, this rematch, it would be happening, but it certainly wouldn't be as big as it is.
Yeah, those passionate opinions, the immediacy of it all. It is a different world these days, isn't it?
Facebook and other social media sites are fantastic, I feel, for fans and for sportsmen in our industry. If I want to do a press release, I do it via Facebook now, because I know it's going to get picked up quicker than anywhere else, and people know it's actually come from me. So it's a good way when you want to engage with fans. You know, everyone loves to have an opinion, especially on boxing, because you know, it's one of those sports where, you know, people are really passionate about it, and there's always a debate to be had. So there was a massive cry out for a rematch after the first fight. Social media and Facebook in particular certainly fueled that, and it gives you a real sense of, you know, lets you know just how big an event's going to be by the sort of pre-demand that happens on social media.
Let's look at the Facebook data from the night of the fight. The number of mentions were evenly distributed. George had 50% of the votes. Carl had 49%, so you couldn't get a lot closer. Fans took sides, had a lot to say. Public sentiment came in. Some of the trending topics in the social conversation were fight, referee, rematch, robbed, shocking, and obviously boxing. Carl, first of all you, which word there do you pick out as a memory from the first fight?
What was it? We've got rematch and shocking.
Fight, referee, rematch, robbed, shocking, boxing.
I think it has to be rematch. Yeah, rematch. There's a lot of different words there we could pick, but the rematch was almost, for me, like I said, it was a couple of days and I thought, yeah, this has got to happen. And I did say it on the ring apron after the fight about the rematch. You know, if anyone's upset about... I've been to boxing matches before where the ref jumps in and you think, come on, ref, leave it out. You know, this fight's about to reach a natural conclusion. What was going to happen? But what if? And then all of a sudden all these question marks start flying around and everyone starts talking. But let's not forget that's why we're here and that's why this is so big. So that's not a bad thing. But that's what we want resolving. And I think that was the word. The rematch was in the minds of everyone.
And you knew fairly quickly, deep
straight
inside.
Away. I spoke to Eddie Hearn within 48 hours and said, listen, this rematch has got to happen. I want the rematch. I want the rematch.
You wanted the rematch, obviously, the second you were stopped. Is that the word, or is it maybe
Rob
robbery?
Sticks out to me, yeah.
Maybe.
Funny enough, Facebook played a big part in this rematch, not so much after the fight, but possibly for stuff that went on before the fight, because Howard Foster, the referee, on the night on Facebook liked a comment that someone had posted to him saying that Carl Froch to win TKO in the 9th. And
was there a hashtag whinging or moaning on any of that trending? Because no,
not on my list.
You left that out on purpose.
So I'm still sticking with Rob because of the Facebook thing that came on the night before. And Carl's friends with Howard Foster, the referee, on Facebook. You know, Facebook. I might need to delve into your database at times and see if there has been some private messages going on because. You know, a lot of suspicion, a lot of question.
You haven't. You've done everything else. There's no stone unturned. Have you not done that?
No, I haven't. But we'll see. I'll see if I can make some friends today. We'll find out. Carl, maybe you know something I don't.
I thought you had the FBI on it, to be honest. But, oh well.
Howard Foster made a decision.
Yeah.
And however we look at it, he's a referee. He's a good referee, and he called what he called. Most people thought that was too soon, too controversial. So we've got a rematch. So isn't everybody happy?
I'm coming off the back of a loss that I don't deserve, Adam, and I should be world champion right now. So forgive me for not being as happy as Carl was sitting over there because he shouldn't be champion. I should be champion, and it's the satisfaction I'm going to have is that I can right that wrong on May 31st, and I will. So until that chapter is closed, then I'm still approaching this as we're still preparing for the first fight. It's unfinished business.
Is that deep of you because you were the unbeaten fighter and you feel that one loss just shatters that perfect O, or is it more than that?
It's that and much more. I want to be world champion. Sometimes fights, you know, as Carl says, sometimes fights get stopped a fraction too early. But this wasn't that case, really, was it? Because he wasn't winning the fight, he wasn't involved in the fight. He had a tiny bit.
So you said it wasn't stopped too. You said it wasn't stopped too early. I said the fight was stopped too early. You're saying that wasn't the case.
Carl, what I'm saying is the fight was stopped too early. But there's been cases where the fight didn't need to be stopped too early, but the guy was actually losing and he wasn't in the fight, so he was just prevented from either losing on points or getting knocked out or whatever else. But in this situation, Carl, he was getting beat from the start, right up to the point where Howard Foster stopped the fight for no reason.
Don't you look at the fact now that because you stopped the fight, you're now involved in the biggest fight in British boxing history, and you've now got such a massive platform to now try and right this, what you think is a wrong. Don't you look at that as a positive? This fight is massive now. Everybody's tuning in. 80,000 at Wembley. It's on Sky Box Office. Here we are at Facebook. Potentially billions of people can be watching this. and you're so confident that you was robbed and you're going to win the rematch, you should be excited. You still seem to be dwelling on the past and honing in on that. You should be looking forward. You're not genuinely confident you can beat me. You know you're going to get beat again. You know you was gone. That's your problem. I can see it in your eyes. You're getting KO'd again. You can't do 12 rounds with me. You can't do it.
I'm very confident, Adam. If there's one thing I am, is confidence.
You don't sound confident. You keep talking about the past and bringing up Howard Foster and moaning about... Just look forward. We're fighting. We're fighting in 4 weeks. We can set this straight. If you're confident you're going to beat me, you've got nothing to worry about. Just turn up and do your job and get on with it. But you don't seem to be able to move on from the last fight. You are getting beat. You are deluded. You're getting beat again.
You're asking me to be happy about being robbed because I'm now involved.
I want you to be happy about it. I want you to cheer up a little bit and stop, dwelling. You've got your rematch. May 31st, it's on. We're going to do this.
Again, Carl, I'm not going to be thankful that I took myself off and forced you into taking a rematch. In my opinion, you didn't want to take.
If I didn't want to fight you in the rematch, this fight wouldn't be happening. This fight is happening.
But you would get stripped of your world title, and it would be a big embarrassment for you.
It wouldn't be a big embarrassment. Many a champion has vacated belts time and time again.
So if you dodged me from the first fight, when everyone demanded it, we're here speaking about it, the rematch, the social media, Facebook going crazy for the rematch, and you decided you didn't want to fight me.
I didn't have to fight you in the first fight, and I fought you in the first fight. I think that shows that I'm not worried about fighting you. I didn't have to fight you in the first fight. It wouldn't have mattered. You would have gone away and vanished and disappeared.
No, I wouldn't have, Carl. I would have fought for the IBF title.
Big deal.
I was mandatory for the IBF title.
Against who?
Well, whoever was next in line, if you vacated.
No name. There would have been no name. You would have been in the background, at the bottom of a ladder, looking around thinking, right, now what do I do? But I give you the opportunity to fight me out. I defended my title, and it was a massive fight. Now we're in an even bigger, massive, mega rematch. This is something to celebrate. That's all I'm saying.
I certainly agree. It's something to celebrate, and I am happy to a certain degree. But I'm also not happy with the way the first fight happened because I was robbed.
Yeah, we've heard that loud and clear for the last 3 months. All I'm saying is just move on from that. The rematch is happening May 31st, and don't be under any illusion that you're going to win the fight because you're not.
I am going to win the fight.
You're deluded. You're getting beat again.
Let's move on to some questions from our Facebook fans out there. Right, Alan Sherwood to George, first of all. Are you going to tell us your tactics again, as you were spot on last time up to the robbery? And how many right hands are you going to land in the first round?
Well, I can't answer about the right hands yet, but it was good fun telling Carl what I was going to do on fight week, and I told him, you've got 48 hours to adjust, to listen, to pay attention. He didn't. So I figured, my theory was right. You can't change, you can't adjust. So this time round, I'll leave it again till fight week, and I'll tell him what's coming his way. So it obviously gives the fans something to look out for. Maybe they can predict whether I'm going to get it right or not.
What do you expect from George at that final press conference? What's he going to say, tactics-wise?
I'm not sure. Yesterday his mind seemed elsewhere. He seemed to crumble under a little bit of pressure under the questioning, and he seemed to fall apart a little bit. And I don't think he likes being in my company as much as I enjoy being in his company now. I'm quite at ease and at peace. I'm quite comfortable and happy, and I'm enjoying myself, and I'm enjoying the build-up. I'm enjoying being in the gym. Every aspect of boxing, whether it be the training or the press conferences or events like this, I'm really enjoying them because I'm getting my work in, I'm resting when I need to rest, and I'm doing the media stuff when I need to do it. What George is going to do at the next press conference or what he's going to say, to be honest, it bears no relevance. It's insignificant from my point of view.
Question from Ran Singh for you, Carl. What were your feelings mentally leading up to the first fight compared to the upcoming fight? And are you doing things differently in this training camp that you weren't doing for the first one?
To answer it quick, chalk and cheese. From last time to this time, totally different, won't go into it. And yes, I'm doing things differently. I'm spending a lot more time on training camp. I'm training like a consummate professional, like I should have been, but wasn't in the first fight.
And Eduardo Pinkham, George wants to know what you're doing differently in terms of preparation.
Nothing particularly, that different. I always try and change and adjust and add a little bit more to my artillery with each fight. I've spent more time with my training team. Before the last fight, I had to change camp and find a new trainer, a new training base, and many other problems that I had, which I don't have this time. So we've had a lot more of a smooth run in, spent much more time with my new coach. We know each other a lot better, and we know Carl a lot better. So the stuff that worked in the first fight, which was an awful lot, we'll be able to use that again. And the things that we could make slight adjustments and make more perfect, that's what we're going to do. It was about composure in the first fight because I had so many other outside things to deal with, so I had to stay nice and calm and composed. This time we're working towards perfection. We don't expect to be perfect, but as close to perfection as possible, because technically I've got Carl beat. As long as I show up and perform, then it's an easy fight.
Evan Duncan Carl wants to know something we were talking about yesterday. Did he perhaps underestimate Groves in the first fight? And are you therefore better prepared mentally and physically this time?
Yes, underestimated him in the first fight. Definitely, I'm at fault for that. I'm guilty of that. And yes, that's made me a different animal in the rematch, and people will see this.
Following on from that, Carl, from Tommy Bogle. I came over from Ireland to watch the first fight and was gutted to see the response you got after the fight. Can you tell me what round you will drop Mrs. Groves?
I think it's going to be between round 8 and 12. Last 4 or 5 rounds, I think George Groves will be finished. He'll be a spent force, done. Depending on how he comes out from the start will depend on whether or not he goes early. But he's going. If he comes out erratic, he's going early. But I think it's going to go late. Mid to late stoppage, as before.
Let's flip it over to George. You were the one that knocked Carl down in the first round last time. More of the same? Or?
I think Carl is trying to find confidence by believing I'm not a 12-round fighter when I've been 12 rounds before. I was in much better physical shape than he was in our first fight when the referee stopped the fight. He could barely lift his arms up. He was that tired. I
would land a right hand, left hook, if I couldn't barely lift my arms up. How's that physically possible? I'm
saying, but you see at the end of the fight, and you go, you're exhausted. You're in a fight. Adrenaline's pumping. You probably sense that if I just keep punching, Howard Foster's already liked the comment. If I could, he'll jump in at any time. I've told everyone for months on end that I'm a championship fighter and that I'm going to get him in the late rounds, and he can't cope. And just the same as what you're doing now, Carl. You're predicting a late stoppage. You're predicting me to fade, and you're just hoping that if you say it enough times, people will start to believe it.
I did say I'll do you early if you come strong. You walk into something. So there's two eventualities there.
I think Carl's game plan for this one will be to try and start cautious, because he knows I can hit him and hurt him at any moment, and hope that I fade enough and that I am actually not a 12-round fighter, and that he can catch me later on, that he can get himself fit enough to take a better beating for the first half of the fight, and hope that I'm gassing near the end. But it's not going to be the case, because I'm a 12-round fighter. I'm actually fitter than ever. I'm getting better, and I'm getting stronger, fitter, more mature. Year on year, I'm coming into my prime now, like 26 years old, and I'm preparing for a 12-round fight, just like I did the first time, because Carl, to his credit, can take a shot, does get up when he goes down, and I know that it takes a little bit more to stop him than the average guy, but he will get stopped this time round, because he won't be able to sustain the amount of shots I'm going to be firing on him.